in here. Tweak this just a little bit. It's kind of exhilarating not having to use the normal setup tonight. It's just a very chill phone live. So, not even sure if anybody's going to hop on. I threw some stuff on community, Discord, and things like that. So, if anybody does, this will be really cool. But if not, no biggie. Figured I'd throw this on here for this week. Main reason why we're doing this is that we usually we record or shoot our episodes on Wednesdays, but with it being Thanksgiving week and everything, it was one of those, look, we've got reactions to shoot, different things like that. So getting to do this in a different way, it's like, all right, let's just hang out, on the phone this week instead of, having to worry about cramming that and recording in the same week that we're doing Thanksgiving. So it's Amy, what's up? Thank you for being here. Tonight we are just gonna sit back, relax, talk about what we're thankful for. I've got a mental list of some things, so let's see. Lisa's here. What's up? From Sydney, Australia. Say good day, mate. So, ah, it is. It's really nice. It's been a good week. Today was a really really good day. So it's one of those. I'm stoked for holiday. I'm stoked for projects and stuff that are coming up. So good day. But No, one of the things that is in store that I'm going to throw on to the Cavecast, we're going to see what happens. It's not going to be a live episode, but I've talked about doing book reviews. And I've played around with where to put it. Like, like if I did consistent book reviews, would it be good to put them on the Detour or on the Cavecast? And for right now, I'm feeling like that I want to give that to you guys. It'll be more of an essay video in a way, but I think that if you guys like hearing us talk about different things, then you're willing to listen to me ramble about different topics I feel like, passionate about, different things like that. But what I'm really excited to talk about is this book. This is A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. And this has fundamentally changed like my view of like, as far as not the view of like the afterlife, but more so like giving kind of a real visceral feel about how long the afterlife is. It's very authentic, it's very real, it's honest. But this is probably one of the more insane books I've ever read. Let's see. Ambra, I always mess up this name, but I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to call you Embar. Embar, we'll call you Embar. But as far as like books that I read, I will read pretty much anything if it intrigues me or if I'm curious about it. So yeah, so but like stuff that's like horror based, like obviously I love anything that is to be like enjoyed as far as like Stephen King, Dean Koontz, things like that. But but no, I'm open to anything. So, but Rager, what's up, buddy? Dude, you're gonna be here soon. It's gonna be awesome. Guys, give Rager a lot of love. He is one of our dear friends that we've met through YouTube, and we actually get the pleasure of getting to hang out with him the week or so, well, actually a couple weeks after Thanksgiving. It's gonna be really awesome. So, let's just, Amber just spelled in Spanish. Gotcha. Okay, cool. No, Rage, we're thankful for you too, man. Honestly, it's one of those that we've been able to meet some truly incredible people, and we've had ups and downs with different things, but dude, it's so cool to just know that you're one of the good guys, and you've become just such a good friend of ours, and getting to do stuff creative, but also just do, life is just awesome. So we appreciate the shit out of you. So Haley's here. What's up? And my lady is here. Well, hello. Ah, man, this is really cool. This is a lot different just to hang out in here. I haven't been able to see what the setup looks like on a phone. So this is kind of cool. So I'm digging it. But I want to open the floor a little bit. So for everybody that's hanging out, I want to know what you guys are thankful for. We'll start there. If we just want to, encourage people that are coming in and everything, just be like, hey, like, talk about what you're thankful for. Trust me, there's plenty of bad. There's lots of really tough shit going on in everybody's lives. But sometimes shifting your focus and stopping for a little bit and just saying, you know what? what are the good things that I have? And that can be very challenging sometimes, but it's never a wrong thing to do. So let's see here. I almost get to give everyone hugs again. I'm stoked. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I was we've talked about this a lot, but like when we did that first hangout with everybody, it was a lot of unknowns because we had never met everybody in person yet. That was our first time really getting to experience that. And bar none, it was incredible. It was just an awesome hang. It was so wonderful. It was relaxed. It was chill. There were plans, like there were some things that happened, but overall, it was just a truly relaxing time. So I remember that time fondly, and it was just incredible because it was not only did we have like Rage and Haley visiting and everything, but it was also like my lady came up at that point. We were still long distance, so it's like all of these good vibes were just around. And it was just incredible. So Rach says, thankful for this holiday season with you, you guys, all of you, among many other things during this hard time. I'm thankful for the love around me and the things I do have. Buddy, that's huge coming from you, man. I know it's been tough, and that's one of the things we want to do is we just want to give you just a good time. Just surround you with good shit. You know what I mean? It's just awesome. So let's see. Lisa says, at the moment, I'm thankful for all the bands touring down here. My bank account says otherwise, but always thankful for good music. That's the thing is that it's like when some people say like, oh man, I'm broke, it's like you can look at this in the idea of, paying bills, right? Where it's like, yeah, well, it's like I'm broke, it's like I can't do anything. And it's like, well, what'd you do? And you find out they paid their mortgage, they paid their utilities, they got groceries, all that stuff. And it's like, dude, like you're not broke. You took care of shit. You're doing good. And especially when you get to plan for concerts or different things that you enjoy, if you don't have that money in your account, you know what that turns into. That energy transfers to something amazing. So let's see. Trish says, glad you're on. Thankful for all. Let's see. I've had a rough year, and I'm thankful for my family, music, you, and Eric's reactions, and hopeful for a great 2026. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Well, Trish, thank you for being here. It's honestly it's the positivity on the podcast has been really really wonderful. So trust me, we're just as thankful for you. So it's just awesome. Let's see. I'm grateful for the YouTube mycologist that taught me how to grow mushrooms. No shit. Okay. So now are those like mushrooms or mushrooms? So let's see. Let's see. Haley says, I'm thankful for the universe coming together to provide some positive things and get good experiences to look forward to in the light of a lot of negative happening in 2025. For real. And, honestly, it's one of the things that I've learned a lot from, we learned this anyway, but I think it's cool when you see it in something that resonates with you. Even in a story like The Long Walk, that story is dark and bleak and so rough to get through, but there is just such predominant light in the characters. They make you understand that this world is worth it. You know what I mean? And a lot of like I hate even saying this because it makes me sound like an optimistic asshole, but in the same hand, it's like no, like some of the best moments I've had have been in some of the darkest moments. Like I've talked about this before, but the day that we shot our Voices in My Head reaction, that was quite possibly one of the worst days of my life. And getting to dive into what Ronnie did, that's something that was brand new, was just incredible. It was something that made that even more special. Now, would I want to be away from the hurt? Absolutely. Anybody would, but it made that reaction priceless. It made that reaction just, it made it even more special. So, oh man. Yeah, I knew you're gonna cry in home. I could call it. Don't worry though, I did too. It's honestly, Nautica. It's one of those things that like when you watch a movie reaction, right, of someone that's watching like The Green Mile, and they're just a mess by the end. I love seeing those kinds of comments, like what you just said there, where it's just like, dude, like it's okay. We were all not okay. It's kind of like when Supernatural ended, where I think there was a post that was going around that said all the people around us that have Supernatural fans as their friends, hug them. They are not okay today. So, but it's if anything, it shows how impactful Nate's music is. And like just how much that he truly has been put on this planet for the right reason. It's really, really incredible. Let's see here. Let's do this. I'll make sure this is on all messages. There we go. Yeah, the ending of Supernatural killed me. Yeah, it's now here's the thing. I stopped watching Supernatural around season 6 or so, and I only kept up on things like every now and then because to me it was the story was over in at the end of season 5, and that's what Eric Kripke wanted it to be. But I knew that they were doing some cool things, some different things that I hadn't seen done, hadn't like seen different characters do different things or the new things that were introduced, and I was kind of like, all right, well they've got some good stuff. But I did watch the ending, the very very ending, and not even being closely attached to the series for that long, it still hit me. It still destroyed me. It was nuts. That was honestly the Supernatural. I actually would say is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It's in a top 5 list for sure, but it's special because I started watching Supernatural when it was still on cable television, and the fact that the first episode ends with Sam loading the shotgun, throwing it into the trunk, and he says, "We've got work to do." And he slams it, and it's like, oh my! I was sold. I was so in, and that was something that me and my dad Mike did, and we watched that every week. So it was just cool. So let's see, Ambly. Oh, okay, this is a good question. What are the book reviews going to be like? Like your overall review sort of thing. Also, are you posting what you're reading ahead of time, just in case I have time to read it as well? All very good questions. So, book reviews, they're actually going to be more like my video game reviews. Those are on the detour, but I feel like that this is really where that type of long form content is going to exist the best. So it's kind of like, for instance, like with this book, so with A Short Stay in Hell, I went about it in a way of organizing my thoughts into different parts. So it's the idea of, like, for instance, you'll have the introduction, you'll have laying the land of, like, what is this hell like, what are the characters like, how does this all fit together. So I think that when I did my test read through, it's about 10 minutes. It's not like it's a huge thing to chew on, but it definitely will get some people thinking, and it will get a really good conversation going. I know you had another question in here. I want to make sure I get it. What if I'm posting what I'm reading ahead of time? Instagram. If I am deep into a book, and if I am loving it, I did it with Odd Thomas, and I've done it with Intensity, which is what I'm reading currently right now by Dean Koontz. So that would probably be the best way to show like what I'm reading to get prepped for a review. I'm also not going to review everything. I don't want to become a book YouTuber. I'm not qualified for that. I know there are some people that do reading in 24-hour challenges, or there's a gentleman named Ian that he does like 7 Stephen King books in 7 days. There's no way in hell I could do that. But it's, oh, Ambly, so that's actually my personal Instagram, so it would be Kyle Wright 425. So let's see here, but no, it's just it's really it's something that's been sparking a lot of creativity in me because I'm loving reading again. I haven't read in a long time, and I'm finding that I can read faster than I thought was possible. So it's really cool. So all right, let's see. I don't want to miss anything. So okay. Oh, baby, I am thankful for you too. You are the top thing on my list. Absolutely. Hmm. Let's see. Natural Ginger says, I'm thankful for my family and my cozy little home. Hell yeah. Honestly, cozy little homes I think are clutch. They're awesome. They're amazing. It's the way to be. So we grew up in a duplex and it was fine. You know what I mean? Like it was cool. So yep, we are live. Let's see here. I would argue being a slow reader, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's like regardless you're reading, you're taking in something. I find that I really enjoy novellas just because of how thin they are. It's you can kind of cross a lot of ground. Like, but even for a book like this, it is a novella. But the thing is, there's so much in it. Like, there's so much that's happening. So. Mama's here. It's almost way you make it. Let's see. I love to read. Used to hate it when I was little, but I find that I'm more patient with it now. I think that honestly it comes with age, and I think it's also it comes from a place too of that I know that there are so many books that are better than the movie, so it's like, well, why not live in that world? Why not just enjoy it? So, but Crystal even has suggested some novels to me that I would need updated versions if I got into it, but I also would need to be like in the mood to read something like that. For instance, like this book Intensity that I'm reading right now, it's phenomenal. It's something I've seen in TikTok scrolls where they're like, dude, like if you love like horrific books or this different thing, like this is one of those things that's gonna have you on the edge of your seat. So there's that intrigue where I'm like, oh, I gotta know. Um, but there's plenty of other books that are on the shelf that I'm like, not yet. It's like I'm not feeling that one yet. So, but it's just for me, it's one of those that like I'm driven by the true interest, where it's like if I'm reading something, for a fact I'm fully into it and I'm loving it. So I can read quickly, but I have not comprehension. Yeah, I'm the same way. I have to be sure that like I reread things like two times. So it's one of those that I'm getting better at it. But I'm a firm believer in audiobooks too. A lot of people like to or stiff their nose up at people that listen to books, but at the end of the day, you're still taking in the story. So I mean, it's like what what does it matter how you take it in? As long as you're listening, you're taking in fantastic art that's been given to people, and we all listen and learn differently. So I love audiobooks; they're great. So what genre of books do I like best? Again, pretty much anything. Mainly it comes down to true intrigue. Like for instance, I wanted to read Odd Thomas because I love the movie, and I know that there are 8 to 9 books of a full series, and a part of me was like, all right, well, I'll know for sure whether or not I want to keep going if I read the first one, and I do. So Odd Thomas is on the list of books to review. So let's see here. I read the same line 50 times, love my ADHD. Audiobooks are good for me. Exactly. And the thing is that like the reason why I even got into um getting back into like to literature or books is because I was so excited for the long walk, and I mean, Crystal can attest to this. I was obsessive and still have. But it's just one of those that I wanted to know the story. I wanted to take in this wild ass concept of the fact that people like they have to walk 24/7 and they can't stop. So I got the audiobook, and the way to make it exciting for myself was that we had just gotten gym equipment and stuff in the garage, and I walked a mile every time I listened to it. And it was one of the more intense experiences I've had taking something in. It was so much fun. And I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a detour video one day. I asked Rage about this, and I'm not going to sign him up for anything that he can't do. But it was one of those I said, hey, man, I'm like, would you want to do a vlog where we see if we can walk for 24 hours? Like, it's like find a safe place that we can, I don't know if we would necessarily walk at 3 miles per hour like they do in the movie. But Rage is still here. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a part of me that do like that's I would want to record a good amount of it, but that's also where it's like, no, man, I want to have a bond with my brother. I want to talk with him. I want to walk with him, and kind of have that, that McVrees and Garrity kind of thing where it's like, no, dude, like let's bond with this. Let's work through our pain. Let's get through this. Let's shout. Let's do everything we need to. So, but that would be kind of fun where it's like, all right, let's see how that would go. So. But all right, let's see. I missed some stuff. So I think Nautical said he had something up here he wanted me to read. So let's see here. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I relate to him a lot, though, to his situation with his mom popping pills and all but mine is alive and doesn't want anything to do with me. So when I listened to How Could You Leave Us, I was done. Dude, that song, nobody was okay when they listened to that. And especially when you have that kind of a relation to it. You know what I mean? It's intense, man. Rage, if you're down for it, what I would say is this: is that we would obviously plan accordingly. We want to make sure that we do it when it's warm. We're not going to do this shit in winter. That's ridiculous, especially Ohio winter. There's no fucking way. But in the same hand is that it's like, no, like, I would want to find a safe route for us to do it. Even like I would want to make sure like we call cities and stuff like, hey, like we're going to be doing this. We're going to be walking through. that type of thing. Like if we're, filming, doing different stuff, I'd want to try to get as much taken care of as possible. So let's see. Dude, Cap, what's up, man? Says, dude, stoked to be here. Just got in. Great to see you. Great to see you, man. Thank you for being here. We're just talking about what we're thankful for tonight. We're kind of geeking out on books, but that's the main crux of tonight. Is I want to know what you guys are thankful for. Let's focus on some positive stuff. So that, and I want to be in at least better shape endurance wise too. Got to train for it too. Yeah, but I've honestly, like, I need to know what would be the best way to do it with my time. My goal is eventually to just do 5 miles like every day. That's what I would love to do. But obviously that's a pipe dream and that's a goal. But I would want to know the right way to do it. You know what I mean? So let's see. I've been really dragging the ball. Oh, it's what's I've been really the Dragon Ball Super manga here. Oh, you've been reading. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's mangas. I'm not sure if I would get into. I like graphic novels. They're a lot of fun. I typically like fucked up graphic novels. So anything by like Garth Ennis and things like that. Like I love reading that stuff. So let's see. Almost forgot the Lee Child books, the Redwall series, and the Xanth books for Pierce Anthony. Love the fantasy version of Florida. I'll be honest, I don't know what any of that is, but if you're enjoying it, that's awesome. So let's see. Thankful for my health, my husband, my sons, and all my friends. Hell yeah. I'm thankful for Jesus. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Sitting next to my mom who is wearing the same shirt. Oh wait, this shirt? This shirt or the shirt that you're wearing? So that'd be funny. So okay, so guys, I want to kind of run through some of the things that I'm thankful for. I'm not going to take over. Like we'll do like one at a time, obviously. But I kind of said it in passing earlier, but I mean, genuinely, Crystal is like the main thing that I am thankful for, just in general. I don't have like enough words to explain how incredible she is. I mean, truthfully, and it's one of those that we both have come from very hard pasts with our significant others and with life and with just everything. And when they talk, like, hear people talk about like, no man, like my person gets me, she gets me. Weirdly enough, as I was typing up my script for this book review today, I've actually talked about her at one point and how one of the parts of the book was really hard to read because of that, and it's one of those that like I could tell you guys every detail and it's still, you would be like, there's no way, you know what I mean? So but it's because it's the idea, like they wouldn't believe it, it would feel too fairy tale or it would feel whatever, but it's like, no, this is reality, like this is the truth, this is what we've been through and where we are now. And I love being home, I love being able to come home, I love knowing that home is safe. I'm very, very fortunate. I know that there are much less fortunate people out there that are either still in situations or in some combination or whatever. I don't have that crap anymore. And it's one of those that if I'm going to be given that luxury of enjoying that, then that, frees me up in the emotional capacity to try to help someone else. So, so that's so awesome to hear. Yeah, it's incredible. So, no, she is such a beautiful blessing. It's wild. So, I remember talking about her the first time, like when I told mom, because it was kind of like, it was like, Mom, I have a girlfriend and she's incredible, and then it was like I just like all these things, and it was one of those kind of like, you're like, well, yeah, it's like, maybe some people could look at it and go, man, it's like that's the beginning of the relationship. Of course, everything's good. It's still the same, and nothing has changed. Not one bit has changed, and that is so fucking incredible. So, but but no, I mean, so it's with that, it's like, okay, so everything else that surrounds me, like, it's like, okay, what do I think about when I'm thankful? What do I like? What do I acknowledge that maybe I didn't acknowledge very much when I was younger, or maybe that I took for granted? And honestly, it's one of those, I'm super thankful for the studios that we have. The fact that I'm able to sit in a place like this, that we have the podcast, we have a room that's designated to be podcast. We have my studio where it's like where I make all the different stuff that I do on my personal time. We have the Riker studio where we do everything. We use 3 bedrooms in a 3-bedroom house. and make that happen. And again, a testament to my girl that she's like, no, it's like, this is what I'm used to. This is what you do. This is amazing. I love what you do. And along with that too, it's the fact that it's like, we really can make anything happen that we want. And it's something that, Eric and I fought for quite a bit and quite a long time. And there are some days that I don't let it hit me, that I don't remember what it took to get here. And the days that I do, I'm very overwhelmed in a very, very good way. So obviously, studios definitely one of the other things. So all right, once I want to make sure I'm catching what Danielle's saying here. So this may sound cheesy, but I'm honestly thankful for the video you guys do. Seeing your reactions to my favorite songs has made me happy for years. This channel is as a whole, really. It's well, Daniel. That's the thing, is that it's wild to know that we have such a positive impact in people's lives. Um, it's one of those that we like. Eric and I have struggled through this reaction thing for a while, and have worked our fingers to the bone, and have cried, and have been so stressed, and just, I mean, everything with it, that when we hear those things, like I remember the first time, like when I was still running the Riker Patreon, I remember somebody had messaged us, and they basically said that my brother passed away last year, and him and I loved music. It's like, it was all that, all the good things with it. And them to say that they like watching us because it makes them feel like their brother's still here. Like, I'm guys, again, I'm extremely fortunate. I've never lost a close family member like that. I've never had that happen to me, but we've been able to do some cool things, and we've been able to, you know, be idiots, and people are like, they're like, oh, this is like the thing that's like, saved my summer, or did this or that. We'll never get it. I don't get it, but I'm just thankful that you guys hang out with us. And it's, especially when we're on the Cave Cast, especially when we're on Detour, like, it's one of those that, like, I know we've got something really good with the Cave Cast. We've got something that's a lot of fun, and I'm excited for things in the future, but it's just it's just wild. So just good stuff. So yeah, shape. Anytime a new song comes out, I look to see if you guys have reacted to it. That's the thing, is we have like a very strict amount of things that we can do, but the fact that you guys still just check out the channel is just really awesome. It's really, really wonderful. I also agree with the videos you guys do. It's nice to see some people enjoy music like I do. I still laugh at the reactions, even though I've seen them before. It's, well, that's the thing, is that, like, what's funny is how when people think that we fake reactions, because they're like, no, nobody loves music this much, and to which I say, dude, you're bankrupt as fuck. Like, it's like, emotionally, like, if you can't let go and enjoy yourself, like, I've been called weird my whole life, and frankly, anybody that doesn't get deeply invested in art, to me, is weird. You're the weird one, you know what I mean? So let's see. Just Tokden. Just Talk Den. What's it? Just Talk. Oh, is it like Just Talk Dan? That's kind of cool. So, but just, we'll say just. I'm not American, but wishing all American friends a happy Thanksgiving week. Thank you. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. Hmm. Hmm. See, I gave up on the relationship thing, and then figured out my person is actually, hold on, is actually my stepdaughter. Couldn't be more blessed. That's the thing, is that I think it's not everybody's path is the same. It's the fact that it's like, no, like we all follow our own formula. We all follow the things that have molded us, and like, it's your job to pay attention to the good things. So it's like, I've I've seen many people. Like, there was a gentleman named Mark. He was somebody that I went to church with. He played piano, fantastic singer, and he's probably, like, I think probably now like in his 50s. And I remember thinking at one point, I'm like, I've never seen Mark's wife. I had never met her. Come to find out, he doesn't have one. He teaches, he takes care of dogs, he does his thing, like, he has his path. But that's the thing, is that it's, everybody has to figure that out for themselves, and not everybody's situation is the same. So it's like, whatever you find your joy in, it's the fact, like, I'm very blessed that I find joy in Crystal, but I also find joy in the things that I love doing, and the friends that I have, and like, just taking in good movies, good books, making cool content, listening to music, which has been drastically changed, because I'm somebody that reacts. But I'm very, very fortunate. I get to be able to enjoy a lot of things. You know what I mean? So Let's see. Let's see. Music has been an inspiration for me all my life, and I don't know what I would do without it, dude. For real. And it's well because I've been music was. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Music has always been my escape, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've had a tough time with being a reactor. Because the second that I realized I couldn't listen to any Slipknot when they dropped, it was kind of that moment of like, what the fuck? Like, I have to wait. It was that type of thing. But in the same hand, I think it was also kind of a sign because at that time I didn't like their new album because eventually I did cave and listen to it and wasn't that impressive. I miss Paul and Joey. That's where I'm at. So, hmm. Let's see. Yeah, but anybody that's just joining in here, let's see if you guys want to talk about what you're thankful for. Let's talk about that tonight. Let's see. JP Fly says, I've lost so much that there is little that brings me joy now. Music and my flying is really the only thing that keeps me alive right now. But that's the thing, JP, is that you found the thing you love in the midst of your bullshit. And that to me is huge. It's one of those where it's like, no, man, like we started Riker Road because we were both miserable. Eric and I were living together. We didn't start living together because of the channel. We were living together, and that's how all that went down. So it's something that like when you take a negative and make it into a positive, it's you're unstoppable. You can do anything. Absolutely anything. Let's see. Isaac says thankful for sorry. Well, it was moving. Oh, there we go. Isaac Stewart says I'm thankful for my caring friends and boyfriend. Absolutely, that's the thing is that it's like pay attention to that good stuff that's around you. And you are. That's the best thing. So my kids and music without them I'd be dead for real. I mean, it's again like I am not someone that wants kids at all. Chris and I both are on the exact same page with that, but in the same hand is that's the fact it's like no, music relate to that 100%. you know I'm thankful for my lovely dog. Yeah. I'm gonna say dogs are the best friends. I used to have so much that brought my joy, but after my wife died I lost it all, dude. I will never be pompous enough to say that I understand what you're going through or that there's any forming of magic words that will make any and all pain go away. But I can tell you this right now, dude, the fact that you are still pursuing things that you love, even in spite of that, dude, you need to take note of that. Even if you don't think about it right now, think about it the next time that you're flying. Be like, I'm doing this anyway. It's a victory. It's incredible. I would love to be thankful for a new Moses and White album. Well, apparently they are making one, so that is coming out. So actually, one of the cats is in here. Hold on, let me see if I can capture him. Hold on. Let's see here. There he is, Mr. Ozzy. What you doing? What you doing, little boy? You a boy? Hey. Yeah, looking up at me with them alien eyes. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yep, that's the kitty. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Daniel's out of here. So adios. Nuts. We are very thankful for you and your mom for just supporting us and loving what we do. That's just incredible. Say if we don't talk to you in the comments or whichever, have yourself a wonderful Thanksgiving. So I've lost 3 brothers and 2 mothers. Life is hard, but you got to live it. Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, I think that we all play with the mentality of like the what ifs of like what you would do if this happened or this or that. And oh, Ambrose and Kodo over downstairs. Yeah, okay, yeah, I figured. And so, yep, you gonna come up? But what was I saying? Oh fuck, I lost it. The cat distracted me. He came up. I thought he was gonna jump up. See, with them releasing, because I thought, what was it? Look out the window. It was, I think that was the album that they were working on. Because I know that Jim for a while was like, Sean, let's just drop it, you know. So, let's see. Hold on. I'm just so thankful for my family and how we care for one another. We don't do drama. See, that's the thing. Drama to me is the source of how good people turn into the very source that they just hate. People that love drama, nah, man, take your shit elsewhere. I don't got time for that shit. I don't want to know about the inner workings of the horridness of your life. I don't want, like, it's like, I don't need it broadcasted to me. I don't need any of that stuff because it's what, like, I've been around it for so long, you know, or I had been, you know, and when you go into a world where you realize that not every day is filled with bullshit, it doesn't have to be. You don't even want that around you anymore. And it's just, you know, to quote Cat Williams, I'm living my motherfucking life and I suggest you do the same, you know. So yeah. Renee is here. It says, I'm thankful for the life I'm able to have now. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. It's just, it's the, like, focusing on the now and just being like, yeah, this is the good shit I have. That's it. Let's see. Ice Dragon's out of here. So all right, brother, take it easy. Hmm. He has the OG Wait and Bleed stick plus others. Okay, well then, all right, then that's not what I was thinking. So, hmm, hmm. That's the only reason Kyle loves me. I don't bullshit. See, that's the thing. Like, guys, like the first time that I ever sent her a script of mine that I was working on, because she is actually like an editor. Like, she does work for people, like, you know, for their written stuff. And even though we both had that mutual attraction and we were just talking as friends then, she didn't butter me up at all. She told me exactly what needed changed with my grammar and with pacing and setting and characters and everything. And it's not just with that, but that's a good segue into everything else that goes on in our life. We don't bullshit each other about anything. So John, Shooty for 20. Holy shit. Says, I'm thankful for my family and the fact that I'm alive and can provide for them priceless to me. Secondly, surrounding myself with real, honest, giving people, just like this channel, real people, no fake shit, happy crowbars up. Shooty, thank you, man. That's really, really wonderful. Dude, it's John has just been one of those guys. We've got OG people, and do not get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else, but for Shooty, like, he has always just been around. Like, I don't remember what YouTube was like without John being here, and it is truly, truly wonderful, man. You are a blessing to us. It's not just because of a super chat, but because of your kind words and how you stick up for us, like when we've had tough times, and you know, just everything. Like, and it's Shooty is really like the truth of like the amalgam of the good things that have been given to us. Like, you know, like if I can think of just a couple off the top of my head, but it's like, you know, Lori and Spunky. You know, it's like the two of them have just been like so wonderful to us and so loving. And you know, I love that Mom and Lori call each other sis. You know, and it's like it's just that type of deal. Like, I've always said, it's like they're almost like the cool aunts, you know, that I never had, but I did have because I have my aunt Heidi. You know, but it's just we've taken in wonderful people into our lives, and it's just wonderful. So thankful that I'm homeschooled. The public schools around where I live are very dangerous. Low and dude, it's that's the thing is I would say that it's one of those that, like, school I think is important to be able to have that culture and it gets you prepped for the world, but your safety is number one, man. Plus two, homeschooling, it's got a better deal on it on some things. So I once heard a comedian once say is that he said I was homeschooled and he said the only thing I wanted to do was to get my diploma and walk across the living room. So, but oh, let's see. Shooty, absolutely, man. We want to shower you with love. So, number one book recommendation. I will say I'm not qualified to, you know, be the connoisseur of books, but I will say that if you want existential horror, A Short Stay in Hell is something that will definitely wake you up. This is not a Christian book at all. This is a I don't know if I can't remember if they said that Stephen Peck. I don't know if he is religious at all or if he follows a deity or whatever. But this plays into the mentality of that. Nah, all the religions that were on the world were wrong. You're going to hell, and hell is not what you think it is. It is not a place of fire. It is not anything like that. I would definitely suggest A Short Stay in Hell. That one is very challenging to get through, but very well worth it. It's a novella. It's quite small. Um, I would actually say this: people don't like The Girl That Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King, but I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was great. It's that's one that I want to talk about and I want to review. So, let's see. Have I read The Farm? No, I've heard of The Farm. That's actually I have a list of fucked up books I want to get. So I don't have it in here, but I've got the one book from TikTok that it's been going around. It didn't come from there, but it's the list of fucked up books. It's actually darker than fiction. It's a very different read. It's more so of like a historical account, that kind of thing. So it'll keep you awake for a long minute. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Robin says, I just had to stop in and say hello and happy Thanksgiving. Truly grateful to be a part of this community, and thanks so much for letting us and the family, all of you, make our hearts happy. Well, thank you for being here. That's awesome. Yeah, no, so I'm sorry, but as far as like books and stuff, like the darker than fiction is not something I would recommend, like unless if you're ready to like read really fucked up shit that people have done to each other, because it's not even a novelization. It's like these are the facts. This is what would happen next. Yeah, Girl Love Tom Gordon, I would definitely recommend. If you want a really good Dean Koontz read, read Whispers. Whispers is a wild book. That's one that kept me guessing all the way to the end. So let's see here. Hold on. I'm thankful for my daughter pulling through and being on the road to recovery and understanding how her life has changed. Dudes, that stuff will. I think that when you realize that the worry that you had about someone's life is no longer a problem, and you realize how blessed you truly are, dude, that changes your perspective completely. So, Schultz, I'm happy to see that, man. It's really awesome. No, I've not read it yet. No. Yeah, to me it's one of those, like, reading has been wonderful, and I think that it was very much like it was kind of the gateway drug, as far as like I was the gateway drug of reading, but going from, like, yeah, I was listening to audiobooks and then I just got curious enough to go back into it, but in the same hand, um graphic novels, that's been one of the things that I've been really fond of and really enjoying. It's like I definitely like reading more than reading graphic novels. Like, I like reading a standard book. So yeah, it's one of those that, like, I've found, like, I love The Boys. I love, people can say what they want about this, and viewer discretion and trigger warning if you want to dive into this stuff, but like I've been getting into Crossed. Crossed Wish You Were Here is probably one of the most emotional graphic novel stories I've ever read. And by that I mean people that have explained it on YouTube and I've taken it in. I want to own the 4-part series, or sorry, the 4-volume series of it. It is such a unique approach to love and how these people deal with this post-apocalyptic world, and it's beautiful. It's so fucked up, but it's beautiful. So let's see. All right, let's see. Yep, JP, enjoy yourself. Go flying, man. Enjoy yourself. Not maybe it's not tonight, but enjoy your next fly, brother. You got this. She has what's called, I'm gonna butcher this, I apologize, but what's called Jeevan syndrome. It's a very rare form of epilepsy. She will be on meds for the rest of her life, but she surely is a tough little lady. So, and Shooty became a member, dude. Thank you. Holy shit, guys, give Shooty some love. W's for Shooty. I hate saying that because I know people say, like, streamers say it, but um, no, but Schultz, that honestly, it's one of those that if I don't want to, package this up into a statement that's incorrect, but it's one of those that, okay, if meds for the rest of her life is a thing, then all right, well then at least we know that with that she'll be good. It's kind of that thing of, like, I remember a friend of mine's uncle once saying when he was diagnosed with the stuff that he had, that he found out that a pill a day would have helped him, and he said, I wish I would have done this when I was younger. I could have saved myself 20 years of pain. So that type of stuff. So no, shoot, you're good. Yeah, it was 99 cents is what we wanted to keep it super super cheap. It's one of those, like, not that the content that we make is cheap, but we want to make sure it's affordable to anyone. That way, if it's a way that people can feel involved and support us, but also it's not going to break your wallet. But there are some times that 99 cents, it really is what will break you in a financial situation. So it's one of those that we know that it will fluctuate. This is not a permanent thing. We are very fortunate that we got 20 members on the last podcast live. It's Stephanie bought 20 of them. You know, it's she bought 20 subs for people. So that's just really awesome. So oh, let's see here. She's only 10, so she's still coming to Chris with the fact, but she's understanding what's going on with her. See, that's the thing, is that it's, instill that good habit of, like, like, honey, this is what you have to do, this and this, then that she's gonna take that with her for the rest of her life. She's got it. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Start good habits now. It would almost, maybe it's like this, like it's kind of like I got glasses when I was 9 years old, so maybe it's just one of those where it's like I've always just had glasses. It's just something that I've always done, so just makes things simple. So let's change this up a little bit. So plans for Thanksgiving. What's everybody doing? How's everybody handling the holiday, or what's going on? Are you hosting? Are you going somewhere? We got about, we'll see, about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes, and then I'm going to hop off here. So we're actually going to get the house prep for Thanksgiving. So going to get started on it tonight. Make sure everything's good for Thursday. So, hey, want to come up? Grandparents are coming over. Pecan pie coma at my parents'. You wake up and you're like, oh God, did you have the turkey? Let's see here. I'm gonna have dinner with my family. Awesome. Let's see. Bloody Nail says they're playing Eli Roth Thanksgiving in theaters. I'm gonna hit that up after I grub. I have not watched that one yet. We actually, maybe we may watch that soon. We'll see. I know it's supposed to be like nothing but a big gore fest, which I mean, if I know that it's junk food, I'll be happy going into it. So let's see here. I work in the health field, so I volunteered to work Thanksgiving and take Christmas off. That's a good deal. That is a good deal. I mean, no matter how you splice it, you have to take the hit on one holiday, but the fact that you can be freed up for the other, that's awesome. Especially when it is Christmas that you're freed up for, because it's the one that's after, you know what I mean? So, yep, we're hosting. We made a to-do list. 2 in-laws visits, same old, same old. Okay, have normal deals. Let's see, my daughters are going to be helping me cook this year. I can't wait. I love teaching them how to cook. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. That's something that, like, especially when something big like Thanksgiving happens, they feel really involved. It's not just when's dinner, so they'll know. Like, they'll be like, no, we got like 30 minutes until this is done. So, let's see, usually host, but changing things up this year, and I headed to the mountains with the family. Ooh, get a little getaway. That's nice. Going to my grandma's. I think the grandma's place, like, it's like everybody rallies around there whenever they can. All right, Jacob, enjoy your cob, man. Take it easy. Let's see here. Toro Quest Laura says, I have to start driving, but I'm thankful for running. It cleans my brain. See, that's the thing, is that it's just because you drive don't mean you can't run in a way and clear your head. So that's awesome. So, but I know it can be daunting. Just, it's one of those, take it one step at a time. Keep yourself within town and go from there. So let's see here. I'm going to my grandparents' house meeting with the whole fam. Help. I know that sometimes sometimes there is the dynamic of like, oh no, I can't deal with this, or whatever. But let's see here. But after the visit, it's a 4-day weekend of grinding on guitar. Hell yeah, dude. So Judy, what are you going to be learning? I don't know if I ever asked you what tuning you usually play in, or like what your go-to is. So let's see. Reynolds says, appreciate you guys. Wish you all a safe and joyous week. I need to jump off. All right, dude. Reynolds, thank you for being here, man. Enjoy. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Let's see. Camping with my husband. Oh, sweet. See, that's the thing. I love when people do stuff that's like completely off the wall from the normal stuff. Like, I remember the first year that I didn't go anywhere for Christmas Eve. I just stayed home, sipped whiskey, and ate food that was terrible for me. And just, it was like, I felt like a rebel. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I am, so, but that's cool. You guys are doing your own thing. Oh, man. Let's see. My son's guitar just showed up. It's hard finding a left-handed guitar for little kids. Let me tell you, dude. Left-handed guitar players are no joke, and I've met people before that it was so difficult for them to find a left-hander that they learned how to play right-handed because it was so frustrating. So it's like my buddy TJ who's been on the podcast. Like he is left-handed predominantly, but he plays guitar right-handed. Just blows my mind. So. Currently standard and drop D, but want to experiment with others. Depending on how many of them you have, if you're able to do it, drop A sharp is so much fun to play in. It's so much fun. It is honestly, it's one of those that if you like playing stuff like Breaking Benjamin and different things, that's what they usually hang out and do. So let's see. Yep. My lady played the guitar left-handed as well. Yeah. Then let's see, outside the box is good for the soul. Exactly. That's the thing is that it's, there's no rules to life. Anybody that says that there are when it comes to this kind of thing, is that it's like, well, no, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it's like, no, just do you enjoy your day, enjoy your time. So, let's see, for a six string, drop A sharp. Now again, you'll need a string gauge to make sure that it can stay tense enough for that, but yeah, definitely. So we usually do our own things, just me and the kids. We do the traditional dinner, then we usually end up playing waterfall or pong at some point. See, again, keep it simple. And it's honestly, look, our tradition after Thanksgiving usually was that we'd put up the tree, or like we would, because we'd usually throw on Christmas Vacation, Krampus, like things like that. Like it was just that type of deal. And to me, Christmas has already began. We've already got our tree up, and by that I mean it's the. You know what? Let me show you. Hold on. We'll show you guys how we do Christmas trees around. Because having 3 kitties, obviously, you gotta do it accordingly. Gotta make sure that there's a fan in here, so sorry guys. Let's see here. Turn that off. Okay. Boom. That's the Christmas tree. Yep, got that. And then I've shown this in vlogs a couple of times, but see, there's my ladies' cherry blossoms. They change colors. You can do anything you want with them as far as like the RGBs and LEDs. And then there's a picture she drew. 2 empty spots for the guitars, but there's an acoustic, 8-string, a 7-string, and a bunch of random stuff. So actually, for anyone that wants to know what our dad does with woodworking, he does these jack-o'-lantern things and carves out different faces and different things. So we actually have an electronic candle in there, and at night it looks really cool. So they're going to get changed up for Christmas. We're going to do some different things. So no, they're not. Well, maybe, I don't know if there were cherry blossoms in the Lorax, but let's see what here. So got those actually here. Now I'm just showing off the lights, but see if I can grab this. And this is our home. That's right. There we go. So fancy pants remote, right? This is one of my favorite things about this. I know it's kind of difficult to see. It's not going to give you the exact deal, but it's got some pretty cool differences on there. That's like a 4th of July one, but they all do it, or they both do it. So, yep. It's very, very cozy. It's cozy because it feels cozy, but it's also because it is cozy. So, come down the hallway here. All right, got about 10 minutes, guys. About 10 minutes. Oh, is there a color change? Oh, okay, there is a color changing one. All right, there you go. What's the thing is that home is cozy, but home is also cozy because of the people that you're with. So we're very cozy here. So, oh, also, I don't know if Spunky will hop in here at all tonight, but ever since I started doing my mohawk, she brought this the last time that she came over. and I absolutely love it. It glows, so let's see here if it'll see how fast it'll change. There we go. It's like turning green. It's kind of hard to see because obviously it's lit up in here, but so this is um, one of the ornaments for in here, so that chills. So pretty much anything that's been sent in to us, we try to use as decoration somewhere. So Brendan, doing good. Got about let's say about like maybe like 7 or 8 minutes, give or take. So uh Blade Nails, I like the combined epic of the both of them. So, but I absolutely adore Home Alone too. So, hmm, that is metal as fuck. Yep. And then, actually, speaking of different things, we actually have Pennywise the Clown over here. So, in light of Derry, he's been hanging out. So, which if you guys have not watched that show yet, you need to. You absolutely need to. If you love the universe that Andy Muschietti made in it, Chapter 1 and 2, hands down, you got to watch it. Welcome to Derry. No, I do not know who Elijah is, but then again, I maybe if I saw a picture, I probably would know. So I've never sat down and watched all of It's a Wonderful Life altogether. I know everything that happens, but I've never like sat down specifically to watch it just because it's always just been on. But our main thing that we would do was the 24 Hours of a Christmas Story. I fucking love that so much. It's like it's what makes me feel so at home. It's because we would have it on every TV in the house. It wasn't because we were watching it; it's because it's what created everything. So. Lowen, yes, I have seen the Black Phone. I've not watched the second one, but I have. I've got a deep love for the first movie. Then I just recently found out that Joe Hill wrote it, so I didn't know that Stephen King's kid was doing it. So I got to get the book. So, all right, Nautica's out of here. Adios. Welcome to Dairy, a journey of lactose intolerance. That's good. That's a good one. Have you seen Black Christmas? That was before Halloween. Very similar movies. So I have seen the remake of Black Christmas. I've not seen the old one. I know it's fantastic, but I've not seen it. So funnily enough, Black Christmas was supposed to have a sequel that was called Halloween, and it never happened. Halloween happened first. Well, John Carpenter's Halloween happened first. So kind of interesting, right? Oh, we actually did what was it? It was during kind of like before Halloween, but we went through as many Halloween movies as we could stomach. And there was just at one point that we her and I were watching it. We're like, this is just bad. Like it's like with oh god, what's her name? She was in Danielle Harris, like when she played, the niece and everything. Like she did great. Like her performance was awesome, but the movie around it, like, nah, it just wasn't good. So wait, really? The same guy that made Black Christmas did A Christmas Story? Are you shitting me? Well, now I have to watch it. So, oh man. All right, guys, couple minutes. Let's do some rapid fire questions. Do your thing. Now I'm gonna hop off here and enjoy the privileges of the state, and yeah, get some stuff done. Got a good couple of days ahead of us. It'll be awesome. Hmm. Rapid fire questions. Bring them in. What kind of music are we making when I arrive? So I've got a couple of different things that nothing is finished, but I have concepts, and I would love to have you sit down and go, all right, man, what do you think? Where do you think this belongs? How can we do this? I also want to test out some monologues. So Rage, if you've got a monologue that you would like to perform in the vocal booth, let's do it. Because I would love to add like music to it and stuff and make it feel dynamic. Not really, again, nothing to post to YouTube. If we do, awesome. But it's one of those, no, let's just flex our muscles a little bit. Let's try some stuff. So, Black Friday shopping or only online? I don't know if I'll be buying anything on Black Friday. I've got obviously like Christmas stuff I want to do, which I mean, if they all line up, I'll probably do it then. But I've never been a Black Friday person. The only time that I ever went for it was when Film Riot's website had a bunch of stuff on sale, and that's when I did that. So hardest guitar technique for you, dude. Um, String skipping can be a problem depending on what I'm doing, but sweep picking can go fuck itself. so, so yeah, yep. Fuck around with some accents, absolutely, and impressions. Hmm. Yes, Rage, you can be loud. So what that's going to be, that's one of the things that we're going to test is that if you've got something with some screaming or if with your voice is more dynamic, we're going to adjust it to make sure that condenser mic will capture you properly. So let's see. Only online. I would not be out on Black Friday. No, fuck no. Mom used to actually like whenever it would be Thanksgiving dinner would be done. She's like, all right, I'll be back. And she got a lot of Christmas shopping done, but God, I just remember thinking, God, she's gonna get shot. Like something bad's gonna happen. So happen. Why did my voice crack like that? Yeah, sweet picking is the devil's work for sure. Yeah, Rage, there's really no limit. There's no limit at all. It's just it's the Lori's here. All right, we'll chill for about a little longer. We'll let Lori hang out for a little while because I love seeing her. So thank you for being here. Um, but no, it's just it's to me it's one of those sweet picking is just like no, like I want to learn it. I know that it would help me out a lot, but I don't need to learn OD by Polyphia that bad. You know what I mean? So. So, Lori, to catch you up, because I'm curious, we're talking about what we're thankful for. What are you thankful for? What's been a blessing for today? Sorry, for today. Today, like, what can you talk about some blessings of the year? What are some things that you enjoy? Hmm. Anybody else that's new that's joining? Talk about what you're thankful for. And also, rapid fire questions. You guys can. It's kind of like the AMA. Ask me anything. That type of deal. So. Doesn't have to be holiday related if you don't want to. It can be music related, that type of deal. So the only thing that I don't really do over here is like the whole like reaction thing. It's like nope, like separate channel. This is this is us just having a conversation and having a good time. So I work alone. That's funny. So I don't know if chat was stopping or what's going on. There we go. Favorite ice cream, mint chocolate chip. Although, I will say this, I enjoy me a good Superman ice cream. I threw it up when I was a kid once, so it came out as blue. But other than that, I've been able to get over it. So, did you ever live in a Riker Road? No, Riker. That was completely just an alliteration. It was just the idea of like, all right. So should we bathe the cats before Thanksgiving? Nah, they got that. Let's see. Lori says, "Oh, so much. Our granddaughter, 18 months old, is doing well with her chemo treatment. Docs are thrilled. I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome, man. God, so, Lori, you are such a warrior. It's so wonderful to know you. It's awesome. Do I set sorry, I can't talk. Ambly says you play guitar. Yes, I do. Yep. I've been playing since I was 15, so coming up on the 15-year mark. So, least favorite Thanksgiving dish? I don't know. I mean, I'm a glutton. I love everything. I'm not the biggest fan of cranberries. It's not my deal. It's like whenever I see somebody that just takes the can and just dumps it into a bowl and it still has the like the forming of the can and they give you a spoon like all right here you go it's just that's never been appetizing to me but I will throw down on every other food. I'm also like not opposed to very different Thanksgivings because like I remember being a part of Friendsgivings when we would do that, and it was just that thing of like okay well let's try this tonight or like we would just get good food. We wouldn't worry about it being a specific theme, you know what I mean? So favorite song that I know on guitar. Ooh, you know what? When I could play it, "Nice as Sidonia" by Muse. Almost forgot about who they were. So, cranberries are for fruit. I wouldn't go that far. It's just not my deal. But favorite Thanksgiving dish, though, I would have to say, dude, for me, Thanksgiving Day is awesome, don't get me wrong, but there is something that's very special that hits about turkey sandwiches after the fact. You know what I mean? So get to have it in like turkey sandwiches, just like the mayo and the mustard. Like my some of my fondest memories of having that sandwich was when I played Death Stranding. I don't know why. So let's see. Oh, not canned. I just bought 4 pounds of fresh cranberries to make my cranberry sauce for the season. I can it. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's so cool. I honestly love a good fruitcake. I've yet to have fruitcake, so I don't know if it's good or not. So, yep, leftovers hit differently. So, all right, guys, I've pushed this far enough because I do want to get some stuff done tonight. But guys, like I said, the main reason we were doing it this way was because Eric and I do need to get reaction shot, and we decided that we were going to do that Wednesday. That way, we don't have to record on our normal day, Thursday, because it is Thanksgiving. But I wanted to give you guys something. Wanted to have a place that we can just hang out. So whether or not somebody is watching this right now or after the fact, thank you guys for being here. As always, if you guys want to support what we're doing, 99 cents, you become a member, you get the pre-show, and you get your name at the end of every episode. Obviously, you won't have a card rolling at the end of this one because we're on the vertical, but that's a way that you guys can get extra content. I actually just put up an old episode of us talking about the Paris catacombs. It's a full hour-long thing that you guys get as members, so that's out there for you if you want to see it. If not, guys, just watching, hanging out with us, that is one of the best ways to support us too. Unlike Riker Road, over here, every click counts. Everything matters. So it's just, well, not that everything doesn't matter. It's like the idea of like for supporting us, you don't have to worry about, not having that ability. You don't have to give anything. Just liking, commenting, watching. It does so much for us. So, but either way, guys, we love you. Thank you so much. So, and there it is. Oh my God, MR91169 has just become a member. Thank you guys. Give Mr. 91169. Why didn't I catch that the first time? So thank you so much, man. Thank you for your generosity. It means a lot. And just thank you for everybody just for being here with us and just being nothing but positive conduits for us. We appreciate it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. We love you. Talk to you soon.